John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. Today is January 30th, 2026. Got one more day, and then we got a 12th of our year already gone. So let's see here. I don't have a lot of announcements. We do have the lunch at Applebee's coming up from 11 to 1 on Monday. That's going to be February the 2nd already. And I know a lot of people have cabin fever, ready to get out. I know we personally haven't been out in like 9 days now, so which is good. I'm not looking forward to going out, but we need to get out and get some stuff done. Then we got I did mention this before. We've got the pet policy management coming up for pet screening in March, and then another one in April. And then we have Scott Walterbach. I don't have any more details on his let's see, Missouri Tax Sales Seminar number 5 coming up. That'll be June 26th in Jackson, Missouri. But as soon as I have more details, I'll pass them along. And I think that's about all I have. I don't have a lot of other things. So I guess we can just go ahead and get started. Laura, I see you're over there. You want to go ahead and get our disclaimer?
I am over here. Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you. Oop, there we are. All right. Who has something they'd like to start us off with today? I see a lot of warm smiles out there. I guess we could ask James and Dana over there. Did you guys get your place straightened out up north there that you were working on?
No, we have not. How should I say this? We keep trying to changing our minds of what we should do. You know, we say we're going to do this, and then we say, maybe we should do this, and but we're just going to have to make a decision and stick with it. You know, we were talking about owner finance, and then we talked about maybe doing a 1031. Then we talked about maybe going back to Section 8. Then we said maybe outright sell it, whatever. So it's just on us right now. We just got to make a decision. That's all.
Did you guys ever come up with a settlement on the yard with the sidewalks or anything?
Well, this is what happened with that. I responded back and I found some comps. So I was told that the comps that we used, they had to be just land only. It couldn't have a property on that land. And then I think she said it had to be within the last 12 months. And as far as any restitution about inconvenience fees or anything like that, they said the county doesn't do that.
They don't normally do that.
They don't normally do that, put it like that. So I don't know, we're just trying to find some. I even found the comps that was on the St. Louis County site, but she said they were older comps and that they weren't land. And so, you know, because I even broke it down to how much it per square foot and all that stuff, but she said no, and it's still just a temporary easement that they were asking for. So you're not like you're losing your property. It's just an inconvenience for a short period of time.
But the period of time, there is only, I was going to say the period of time they only mentioned in the initial letter was they're going to be doing it for a period of 2 years?
said 2 years on the formula that they use, but she said it won't even be 2 weeks. It'll just be a couple of days.
But that's not mentioned at all in
Yeah.
the paperwork.
I don't believe that, but anyway, that's what she said.
Yeah, it
So
sounds
this
like
is an
they're
attorney.
making some improvements for the neighborhood and also the inconvenience for you for a while. 2 years, that
Right.
seems excessive. I know they took a couple of weeks when they did ours over in Ferguson, when they, did some things over there. So hopefully they're just kind of overestimating, and they'll do a little bit better on their work, but that probably has to do with the weather and a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the formula that she showed us. That's how they say 2 years. So that's how they come up with how much they want to pay you. So which is not much.
Yeah. Well, it'd be less grass to cut.
For a minute.
For a hot second.
Now, what I was going to be adamant about is that, and I don't know if it's going to work, that when they go back, that they put side down and not seed. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they did a good job on ours. I know it's a different part of town, but they did pretty good. They seeded it and they put some sod around some of the, like the sidewalk going up to the house and the little porch, the concrete porch and some of that stuff. So maybe they just kind of leave that open to what it is.
How much did they take? How much square footage did they take from you guys?
Well, the whole yard was tore up, so I don't know.
Oh,
It was a pretty small yard to begin with. We didn't have a lot to lose, but for me, I was okay with it because they did really do a nice job fixing them up, and the whole neighborhood looked good when they were done. It was a mess while they were doing it because it rained 1 or 2 days and there was just stuff going on. But really, overall, I think they did pretty good for us. So hopefully, you'll have the same kind of results.
okay.
And they didn't give us no money either, so you guys are already ahead. So if they're willing to give you anything, I think that's a bonus because I know they can take what they need for for utilities.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They didn't even offer you any money?
No.
Oh,
Not
wow.
Well, they offer us $50 whole.
Yeah.
Well, hey, $50, that's almost lunch at Applebee's.
Almost. Oh, man.
Well, I wish you well with that. Yeah, just keep us informed because we always curious to see what's going on with our community.
All
Okay,
right, I
thank
sure
you.
will.
Yeah. Yeah, we wish you well. Okay. Let's see. I see Sarah up there smiling. What are you smiling about today, Sarah? You have some good news for us?
Not much going on over here. Just, we're still, kind of looking around, for burst pipes and things like that. I know are going to be pretty prevalent here. I'd say this week, next week with the cold weather and things like that. So if anybody needs help with any kind of burst pipes, here at Pride Cleaning and Restoration, we're here. So, and also something that Jim, our owner, loves to do. I don't think I mentioned this to you guys last time, but he loves doing those lunch and learns for any kind of real estate agents, insurance agents, plumbers, anybody in our field. He loves to go and buy them lunch and do like a quick PowerPoint for them and talk about Pride Cleaning and Restoration. So if anybody wants to do that, give me a shout and I'll put my contact information in the chat as well. But you guys can email me at scantrell, so SCANTRELL at priderestoration.com. And you can also just text me or call me 573-883-0637. And, but yeah, any kind of lunch and learns, or if you want me to drop off some swag to your office, just let me know. Just shoot me an email and we'd be happy to do that for you guys. So thanks for all you guys do.
Great. Thanks for the offer there. Maybe you could talk when you talk to Jim, maybe he could come on some Friday and just for a few minutes and talk to us about, I know he's a great presenter. He's very knowledgeable, been around for a while. And I know you guys do great work on that. I mean, hopefully it's something not a lot of us need very often. But
yeah. Hopefully you don't need us, but if you do.
Yeah. When we do, it's great to have somebody, that's a, good trusted member too. So we appreciate that.
He's a good guy, very honest and with a lot of integrity. So we're excited about helping people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just mention that to him maybe, and maybe we can work something out on one of our Fridays here too.
I would love that. Yeah, he would love to come on and talk sometime. Yeah, I'll let him know.
Okay, do that. Yeah, just
Yeah.
have him give me a call or whatever. We can get
Okay,
together
that
and
sounds
figure
good.
something out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Mhm.
See, Dana, did you and James, you have your hand up there?
Yeah, this is a question for Sarah. Sarah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Can you? All right. My question is, I don't know if it was last week or whatever, but anyway, I was going back and looking at the video, and did you say something about there were people who needed places to stay, working with the insurance companies or something like that?
Yes, yes, yes. Good question, James. Jim was mentioning a few weeks ago about some of our families, like if they have a fire, water, mold issue, something like that, and their house is, they're unable to live there at this time. A lot of times, their insurance company will pay for 6 months to a year of, an apartment rental or house rental or something of that nature, like a short-term rental. And so that's something that Jim, our owner, has mentioned to me. He's like, and I didn't even think of that, being in this new in this field. I have a teaching background. And so when Jim mentioned that, I thought, oh my gosh, yeah, because these realtors, a lot of times they can do those short-term or like you mentioned, John, midterm rentals, I think is what Missy mentioned last time. So that's great. But yeah, if you guys have anything like that, let me know. I think Missy said that she's got 6 months of midterm rentals available. So if we need her, we'll keep her in mind. We had a job in Festus that their house burnt to the ground, and their insurance company paid for a duplex for them for a whole year. And so that was amazing that they were able to have that support from that insurance company. So I feel like 6 months to a year is probably the sweet spot for what we would need.
Yes, we looked into that a while back, but we couldn't make any headway with the insurance company, so we kind of let it go because they were saying they would rather.
They were saying they didn't do that.
They didn't do that, but I know that they do.
Hmm.
I think they just wanted to not pay for someone to stay in the house. They want to stick them in a hotel.
Yeah, got it. Interesting. And I guess it just depends on the insurance company too, right?
Yeah.
Hotels get pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of who you talk with as well, because I know different people were saying they would talk with such and such type person. And I was even asking for that. And they were saying, well, we don't have anything like that, so.
Yeah, sure.
So I was just getting, hit up against the ceiling or up against the wall. So
yeah,
we kind of just let it go.
Mm-hmm. It is a specialty niche. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, keep that in mind.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
That's good to know. Yeah,
Thank
and if
you.
you could put your Sarah, if you could put your info in the chat also, that'd be great. Because
I will do it.
And
Thank
talk
you,
to
guys.
Jim. Yeah, have him
I
come
will.
back and talk to us.
I will have him email you, John. Thank you so much.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you very much. All right. I see Carrie joined us up there. You got some money available for us? Some opportunities there?
Yes. Good morning, John. Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing great.
Yes, we do. We're lending. We're, rates right now we were hoping that the feds would lower the rates on the 27th and 8th, but they didn't. So we're still at 6.75 prime. That's where we're loaning from. We kind of stay towards prime, 20-year amortization. And we typically don't escrow, so a lot of investors like that, some don't, but I always like to say that up front, just in the event that that's a deal breaker for you. So, but yeah, I just wanted to pop on. It's been a minute since I've been on, but love this group, and it just seems like Fridays sometimes get hectic, and it just comes and goes, and I miss it. So I'm glad to be on here today.
Well, thank you. And what's a good contact information for you, Carrie? If somebody needs some money, which we all do at times, and what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Sure. My name's Carrie. I am with Community State Bank. We are a investment. We do investment real estate, commercial lending. We have programs for construction, rehab, different things like that. We do consumer products too. So we're kind of a bank that we've been in business for over 100 years, family owned. We're located in Troy with our headquarters in Bowling Green. So they're just good old boys that if the deal looks like it's a deal, they'll do it. So yeah, it's a great place.
Very nice. And
Oh.
what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, let me give you my number.
Sure.
My cell phone number, I'm gonna give you that. It's 314-220-4227. And I will put that information and also my email address in our chat for everyone. But good seeing you guys.
Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. Good seeing you too. And hopefully you're staying warm like the
Yes.
rest of they're working.
Yes, trying to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. All right. Okay. Who else has something for us here? Let's see.
Hello,
Anybody
everyone.
working on anything? I see Victoria's. She looked like she was driving. Just wondered how how your place was going out there, Victoria. You had that one that you were working on, that rehab down in, is it Green what is it?
Park. Yeah,
Green
I'm
Park.
here.
That's it.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm driving. I'm I'm shopping for a scratch and dent gas slide and range, and it seems to be very difficult to find. But yeah, it's actually going better. Interestingly, this past week I had another inspection and scheduled for my insulation and drywall, and I got a different inspector than I've had in the past couple that I've already done. Totally different vibe. Like, it went so well. The guy was super helpful, answered a ton of questions I had, was really just laid back, just totally different. So it's actually, I feel like it's going a lot better because, sometimes when you get these inspectors, it causes a little bit of stress when you feel like they're going to be super strict about a lot of things. So yeah, I mean, it's moving along. So now the next inspection won't be until we do our final plumbing, final electrical, and the building final. So I would say within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be cranking everything out, getting everything done. And yeah, we should be doing pretty good.
That sounds good. So you're looking for a stove right now, you said. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm specifically, so I only do slide-in ranges. I do not like using the freestanding ranges because I just think they look outdated. So whenever I'm doing a flip, I always look for slide-ins instead. So the controls are on the front instead of the back. And I'm looking specifically for a gas. I found plenty of electric, but I always go to the outlets first. So, I look at Happy's Appliance. They have a couple locations. I was actually just here in Bridgeton at the Lowe's appliance outlet, which they have so many things there, but unfortunately they didn't have a gas range in what I was looking for. But yeah, I have lots of outlet places that I check, and just for whatever reason, the gas slide and range seems to be hard to find. So I'll probably just end up buying new.
Yeah, Happy Appliance, that was one I was going to suggest. We've used them a few times. It's been a few years, but yeah, it sounds like that and you never know what they're going to have. You brought up a good point too on the inspectors too, how different they are from one to the next. Because I know we've had that experience also. I've had them actually more than once. Completely quit right in the middle of during the inspections when they were supposed to come back. They took a job somewhere else. So I don't know what the turnover is, but in your area, but I know we've had a couple of them that happened to. And just from one to the next, it's just like, I guess, goes back to how we are different as far as being people. Some of us are easier to work with than others. And I'm sure the inspectors, they probably get their share of probably not nice people the same way a lot of us do when we deal with the customers in particular.
Right. I mean, it's all based on experience, right? We treat each other, I guess, based on the previous experience. And so sometimes you make assumptions for things and they're not always true for everybody. And, sometimes it also just comes down to demeanor, I mean, I just feel like from the last inspector to this one, it was just a completely different personality altogether. So, and that's what makes it so crazy when you're doing inspections, because you never know. And there's no guarantee I'm going to have that inspector whenever I set up the next one. But I asked him, I said, is there a way I can make sure I get you for the next inspection? And he's like, you can schedule it. And then if you see that you get a different inspector, you can cancel it if you want. But I think if you cancel, they charge you. So
Oh, no.
yeah. But we'll see, it's all perspective, right? So I do feel a lot better after this last one. And I'm just happy that we're able to just finally start wrapping some things up. So, this is my favorite part, when the drywall's up and the place becomes real. And even though there wasn't a ton of work on this house, this is always my favorite part, because this is when all the pretty stuff goes in. So.
Yeah, all the fun stuff now, because this is what you like and what you're good at coming up here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love all of it, but yeah, it's always the best part, because this is when it starts feeling real and you feel like you're getting close to the finish line. And the next thing will be all these little things that you have to tie up, all these, shoe moldings and trim here and there and all these extra little things. And so I think probably in about 3 weeks, I think we should be staging and putting it on the market.
No, very nice. Yeah, that's coming along pretty quickly then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we wish you well with that. You have to keep us updated, because we're always curious to see how things go. And hopefully the weather will get a little better, so when you get it up on the market, people will be ready and getting out. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Thank you, Victoria.
Yep.
Jerome, you had your hand up? You got something?
Yes, I was wanting to communicate some great new programs I have. For everybody who doesn't know me, I'm a mortgage broker.
Okay.
For your fix and flip loan, I now have available 100% financing.
Wow.
It's tailored for the experienced flipper. Generally, they look for about 3 or more flips over the last period of 3 years. The rates are around 10% interest only. And the company's very easy to work with, very easy to get reimbursed for your draws, etc. Also, on my DSC product right now, I'm around about 6.4% on a 30-year fix.
Okay. All right.
And I would leave my contact information in the chat bar. If anybody has any deals they would want me to look at, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Can you give that to us verbally also, Jerome, for anybody watching the replay, please?
Okay. Jerome Jackson, my phone number. I got so many numbers I have to look at them.
Give us one that goes to you.
All right. 618-573-5843. My email address is CRIM, CRIMM, the word group, GROUP, @gmail.com.
Gmail. Okay. Yeah. And if you could put that in the chat also, that'd be great, Jerome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Who else has got something for us? So I see Sarah, you got yours in there. Very good. Thank you. And we got a firefly. Okay. Always curious about
What
those.
area? What area is Jerome located?
I'm located in Illinois, the Belleville area. I do loans all across the country. We have spoken in the past, and I did send you guys some term sheets, but
That's right.
if you're interested in re-engaging, just reach out to me, and I see if I can help you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
thanks.
you.
right. Looks like we got some money available today. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay, who else has something to share with us? Anybody have anything that they're working on that they need some guidance on or some direction on? Anybody got anything for sale? I know a lot of people kind of sitting on the sidelines right now. I've talked to a few people this week that are getting ready to get some things up for sale, but they're not quite there yet. And a lot of people hibernating still, which is not all bad.
Today is the 30th. Okay.
Hey, John.
Yes, James.
Yeah, I was bringing this up again, just trying to maybe stimulate a little conversation. But a while back, I had mentioned to you about I have a cousin lives in Texas, and I've been kind of like taking care of the property she has here in St. Louis. It's a fourth family. It's vacant, and it got damaged from the tornado. And so I've been going around and around trying to get someone to come and look at it to tell me, can it be fixed? Can it be saved so we can move in that direction, or does it need to be torn down and start all over? And so I did reach out to the city, and they told me some things they were going to do was send somebody out, somebody going to call and this and that and fill this form out. And I still haven't heard anything back from them. But I was just putting that out there to see if someone might know someone that's reliable that can maybe put some eyes on it and tell me maybe which way that we need to go. And because, I might have to tear it down and just have a vacant lot or go back with new construction or whatever. So we're just trying to figure out which way to go. So is anybody out there know someone like that or whatever? Just let us know.
Yeah, what's the address on that, James?
It's 5011 Vernon, Vernon. That's in North City.
Okay.
That's one of those areas where if you go a block over, you see where or down the block, you see where new rehabs have taken place and those kind of things like that. So, and we all know this. That's a designated area for regentrification, so it's going to happen sooner or later. So, so I just want to know what might be a road we can take, so I can kind of like help her out.
Sure. Yeah. Right now it is kind of tough to get people to go out and look at a lot of things, but what is the best contact information for you, James?
Okay. Phone number is 314-749-2821.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat as well.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, that's very, very good. Okay. If anybody knows anybody that can take a look at that property, and that's down in Vernon. Yeah, I know there's a big difference, and I know they are doing a lot of things to revitalize the area. Tornado has not helped us at all. So, and I know we're still.
And I know that. Am I still muted? I saw on the news where the government just approved $19 million for some cleanup for the city, and about how much was it? $3 million for the city schools,
Yeah.
But
that's
just a drop in the bucket, though. So, but it was something. So,
yeah, you start fixing some of them places though, and it's $3 million don't go very far these days.
No.
I know we looked at some of them places a few years ago. I don't know what 2 years ago, I guess it was. Because what we found out is at that time they had over 20,000. I think it was 22,000 vacant properties in the city of St. Louis, and a little over 16,000 had dwellings on them. And we went and looked at several of the neighborhoods. Laura and I did, driving around. That was when we were we were talking with Peter Hoffman, the attorney that deals with a lot of that. And the problem with some of those, and I'm not saying yours is like that, but the problem with some of those is they cost so much to even, get to where you could make them livable. And then a lot of them are in the conservation district, the historic areas. And so you have to follow within their guidelines. And that can be another whole set of circumstances. Not only do you have your inspectors and things like that, but you also have the conservation district that says you have to keep things certain way. And, like we had that in Bay before, like with the windows and things like that. You had to keep the certain things in there. You couldn't update to the modern things because it was in the conservation district. And that brings up another set of circumstances. So that's, I'm not, I don't know the area, what you're talking about, how that is, but I mean, that's just some things to keep in mind. And you do have to have somebody knowledgeable of the area when they start looking at them too, to make sure that you get steered in the right direction. So,
Yeah, I know it's not conservation. I do know that. And also, I do know the city, I guess they still have it in place where they have designated companies that they will come in and they will take the building down for you at no charge. Now, I don't know how that comes back around. Do you still own the land or whatever? See, I don't know, but they will come out and do that. But in our case with my cousin, she spent about between $13,000 and $16,000 on it already just to stabilize the property.
yeah.
And so, and I think a couple of thousand of that was just hauling debris, and she still got debris there. So I think it might wind up being a property they're going to have to take down. I mean, the front of it is a beautiful old stone front, but unfortunately, the rest is all brick. But it's damaged where, and those old houses I didn't know. On the outside, they have a layer of brick, but then on the inside, they have 2 more layers of brick all the way up on those buildings. It's a lot of brick, and those are solid buildings. So, but once they're damaged,
Yeah, they take a lot to fix them, the old buildings, because they were built pretty sturdy. I know somebody, just back a few years ago, they were selling the bricks to some places down in Texas that were using them to build some new construction. I guess it depends on the bricks, and there's other things, and I don't have any other information than I just remember somebody doing that. But that's something, I don't know. We probably have a lot of bricks in St. Louis right now.
Oh yeah, well they're guarding. Some people are guarding those bricks like gold. They got them fenced in and whatever, because they don't want anybody taking them.
Sure.
And some people are saying they're going to reuse them. I don't know. But we got rid of a lot of them. So
Yeah.
but
Well, let's know about it. Yeah, I see Dave has a lot of those bricks behind him up there. He's got brick wall, so maybe he has some ideas for the bricks.
I don't know, but my condenser back here is full of dust because every time somebody shuts the door, it's right next to me, something starts falling out of the wall. So,
Oh no!
I think you got a little work done there.
Wow. Okay. Well, I see Jerome. You have your hand up again. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes, I was going to offer to James. I have an AI tool that I use that provides me property value, and it gives a summary of the neighborhood, and it gives figures on different comps, and so that you can look to see if it's worth rehabbing or what the cost would be if you rebuild. So I was wondering if he could provide that address again.
oh yeah, 5011 Vernon Avenue, Vernon. That's in the 63113.
Okay, thank you very much. I will produce that report for you today and email it to you, okay?
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
No, 63113.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you, Jerome. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I see you got the address in there. Yeah, if anybody's got any ideas for James, that would be great. That's your cousin's place, if I remember right. Correct? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Now you had
Correct.
another place over somewhere else that you were looking at selling. Did you? I can't remember the address on that one. Did you?
Oh, yeah, that was her cousin. We got a lot of cousins that got some
You
property.
do.
Yeah, that's the one.
On page.
That's on page over in the city also.
I don't know. What did he say?
Yeah,
Did he say-
did you guys end up doing something with that one?
No, unfortunately I haven't been over there even to take a look inside. He sent me some pictures. It's another large old home, so
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
haven't talked with him recently to see if something else is, if anyone bought it or, what's going on with it. So I'll try to find that out.
Mhm. And that's
Okay.
another area, if you're familiar with over where Rankin is in the city, where they have expanded it so much. It's diagonal across from that. So, and the street right behind it, they do have some new construction right there. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It just, it depends on how much you can take. Some people want to jump on it, some don't. So
Yeah. This is a tough time right now too, this time of year with a lot going on. A lot of people are kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for things coming up here. I personally think it's a great time of year to do stuff because we just had all the people that did not pay their taxes. So it's a good time to kind of look and see some opportunities out there for some of that stuff too. So just think, so anyway, maybe you could find out about that. And if it's still something, an opportunity for somebody, maybe you could come back and tell us about that next week.
All right. Will do.
all right, yeah, sure will. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, I see you got your information in the chat, so that's great. Thank you very much. Okay, see, we lost Carrie. She had to jump off for another meeting. Yeah, Fridays are busy days. It's a good time to catch up though too. But a lot of people get ready for the weekend. So, all right, who else has something for us today? No, everybody just ready for lunch. So, well, I really don't have anything else. Do you,
Let's
you
throw
guys?
out a political thing, John. Just,
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's that bad, but I hear that the president, he said that he signed it. I don't know if he did or not. He said he signed it where the large hedge funds like BlackRock and Vanguard are not going to be able to buy up all these properties because he wants the individuals to be able to purchase these homes because he know most of them, they create wealth through their home. So I don't know what you think about that. I mean, just throwing it out there. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get into anything political because I think I don't like any of it. I'll just put it that way. But I don't know that that's going to affect us, unless unless you are buying, $1 billion worth of properties at a time. I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
oh yeah, I'm just talking about for the masses. I mean, whatever. I don't believe anything till I see it when it comes out of Washington myself. But there you go.
Yeah. It's with real estate still, it really, it's more of a localized thing because people can buy all kinds of stuff. And some of those properties I got for free a few years ago were some that somebody from a place out west bought, they bought,
Mhm.
and they actually gave me 9 free properties because they bought in the wrong neighborhoods because they didn't know. It's really localized. You need to know. And like you even brought that up, from block to block, it can make
Right.
all the difference. Even the zip codes don't matter that much. Even if you go to what appraisers use, which is like a 2-mile radius and you can't cross major roads and same like and kind, as far as frame or brick and that kind of stuff, same within 200 square foot of the same amount as far as size goes. That stuff doesn't even matter. You can go the next block over, and we had the experience when we looked at some of those a few years ago, them vacant properties, because your comps can come up saying, "Oh yeah, the plate, in this neighborhood, this zip code right here, and it could be a couple blocks away. It could go for several $100,000 more than what your property may even be, or yours could be, it could be vice versa. Yours could be worth way more than the house behind you that might have the back falling off of it because of the tornado. So it's really localized." And that's what a lot of people, I see a lot of these national people, they try to do things. A lot of people want to do things virtually, and really that's a hard thing to do, because you end up, you got to know that you got to know your area. I mean, it goes back to even like in Missouri, we got 115 counties here. One size doesn't fit all, just with Scott coming up for our Missouri tax sale seminar in June. There's people from all over, and one county to the next, they can be next to each other, and two collectors act totally different and do different things. They all go by the beat of their own drummer. So you might think that that it works this way, even, from neighborhood to neighborhood, but you got to really know your neighborhoods. So that's where real estate's a little bit different. I mean, they always try to paint this wide picture, or a lot of people do, not everybody, but a lot of people do. And especially in politics, they try to act like they're helping everybody. In reality, you got to know what you're doing. It really doesn't make any difference what they say and what they do. I mean, that's my experience with it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. For a quick story, we were in another investment group, and the guy took us around looking at properties, and he took us in this one house, and you could buy the house if you wanted to, and the house reeked with cat urine. I think it had dog urine, and it might even had people urine, far as I know. It was terrible, and nobody wanted to buy it. Everybody was walking out holding their noses and everything. So he took the property. He said, I'd do it myself. He flipped it and whatever deal. And he made about 60 grand off the house. So that just to show you, if you know what you're doing, or if everybody sees stuff differently, or, and like you said, you just a mindset. And because it was over in Afton, I mean, it was a nice area, the worst house on the block, that kind of deal. But nobody could stomach to do that kind of work. They said nobody would ever buy that. But,
Yeah, that's it. You do have to know what you're doing. I know, was it Kathy Kennebrook uses that example? She bought a house that had monkeys in it, and nobody wanted it, and they ended up getting a great deal. And she uses the example though. You know what the smell of monkey is? It smells like money because she made like $100,000 on that. So I know we looked at houses many years ago before I even knew. I thought we were looking at houses that smelled like cat urine, and apparently they had meth labs in them in a couple of the places down in Park Hills we looked at. And it smells a lot like cat urine. I had no idea. And once I found out, we didn't buy them for other reasons other than the smell, because there's ways to work on that. But what I found out is if you buy this unknowingly, you still have to go through all this remediation to get, they have certain things you have to do to get the meth out of there. And if it's a known meth house, then that's a whole different thing in itself. So, I mean, that goes back to, you need to know your areas and know what's going on there. I mean, because I don't know, to your point, cats, they're not, I cannot be around a lot of cats either because my eyes get weird and all that kind of stuff. But, there's ways to deal with that. I know Jim Heiser, one of our farmer presidents, he talks about a house him and his son bought, and it was in a pretty decent area too. But the lady had like 28 cats in there, and she passed away, and they could even hardly clean out the stuff. It was so bad. And I don't know, it took them like several months, if not a year, to get they had to keep working on that. And even the hardwood floors and all that were good, but they had a hard time with the smell. So, I noticed that with smokers a lot of times too, because even if you're buying a house that somebody smoked in a long time, what I've noticed over the years is even people that are current smokers, they don't want to rent it if it smells like smoke. It's way more than it used to be. It used to be back, I don't know, years ago, everybody smoked everywhere and nobody thought about it, but then nowadays I don't really like to be around it either, so you just never know what you're getting into, but there are opportunities because of that kind of stuff too. When everybody runs, a lot of times I like to take a look at it and see what's going on with it, because those are some of the best opportunities, that can come up.
Yeah, maybe that's where those monkeys came from. That was aloof in the city. So
yeah, maybe Kathy sent them up here from Florida. You never know. Yep. Yep. So anyway, anybody else have anything today? A lot of good conversations. We've been all over the place. A lot of good stuff though. No? Anybody? If nothing else, I guess we can call it a day and get to go get to lunch or whatever we're doing for the rest of the day. I'll have the replay up tonight by midnight. That's always my rule. I'm not going out of the house again today. This is, I think, my 9th day without going out, barely going outside. I haven't been out to the garage yet. I've been out to get firewood, and that was about it. But tomorrow we're leaving, so we'll see if we can even get out of our driveway or not.
John, is next week Kathy Davis going to be there?
Kathy's usually here the first Friday of the month. I haven't talked to her since vacation. Well, I take that back. I had one quick brief email conversation with her, but I will send her a notice. I always do because she needs the login information and everything because the computer she uses is connected with the courts and she does not want the courts to know everything else she's doing. So there's a longer story to it than that, but Kathy is normally here the first Friday of each month, correct? Sounds like you have a legal question. Or just you want the updates. I'm always curious for the updates because Kathy's entertaining and very knowledgeable, and she really keeps us filled in on what's going on around town. I haven't asked her, but I wonder if they ever caught the thief who stole all the phone lines out of the communications out of the courthouse down there. That was one of my questions that I had. And I know that happened, about 2 months ago or whenever it was.
She's just always been so knowledgeable. I like listening to Kathy.
She is great. Yeah, she's been a big part of our group. And she actually helped us start our Friday groups back during COVID a few years ago because nobody knew what was going on. We couldn't meet in person. And she would come on every week and tell us what's going on with the court systems and with everything. So we really appreciate Kathy. She's been a great asset for us. And we will find out. I'll send you out a notice and as soon as I talk to her, and we'll look forward to that. We will meet next week. The replay for today will be on YouTube by midnight tonight. So if you want to watch that again, feel free to do so. I know we have a lot of people that go back. That's one reason we always like you to mention things verbally too, because a lot of people do watch the replays. So I appreciate everybody tuning in today. Good seeing you all. Stay warm. And I guess we'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Okay.